this is the second episode of our project. Hope you checked out episode one. If you have not already, go back check that one out. This is a part of our seven-part series, the project, mental health, a series for men. Today we're going to be talking about being in a room or being with people and still feeling alone. So ask yourself that question right now before we dive into this. Have you ever been with 10, 15 friends or even three family members and felt like you're literally alone? If you felt that, then to be quite honestly with you, you need to listen to what we got to say with this because I've felt that. I don't know if Josh has.
I have felt that. I've felt that a lot actually.
It's difficult. It's definitely a difficult.
It's an interesting feeling because you would think that being surrounded by all these people that everything's going okay, everybody seems happy, but really deep down on the inside, you're so alone and feel so empty. It can drive you crazy, really. It really can.
Why do you think that people feel that way? Like, what do you think leads to that? To, in a sense, like, how do you think people are in a room and feel like they're the only one in it when there's still people there? Like, do you think that's like a natural born thing that like that's just human nature, or do you think that's just such bad depression that somehow something in your brain makes you feel like you're the only one there? How does that even happen?
I don't know. I think because a lot of the times, I think the people that you're surrounded with, they're not they're not the right people that you should be surrounding yourself with.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
it does, but I'm gonna have to disagree with that in a sense because I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but like I've felt that being around my close friends.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean in a sense, like being around my close friends. Those are the people that I rely on. Those are the people that I love to death. Those are the people that will always have my back. But still, somehow, I just have a weird feeling that like they're just not there. They're not there, even though I know they're there. It's like a weird subconscious feeling that doesn't add up. It doesn't make any sense. And I don't know. That's just something. That's always something I've thought about because I felt like you said you felt it a lot. I felt it a lot. I think everybody's probably felt it a lot, and I feel like the only way to fix that is to kind of just to express that to the people you're with in a way.
And
Like
how are you supposed to express that?
it's. I mean, easier said than done in all reality. But if you're with your friends and say you're chilling, you guys are just sitting there watching a movie or you're watching say it's NFL Sunday, you're watching the Red Zone. Scott Hanson's talking about 7 hours of commercial free football, and you're enjoying that Sunday, but you're sitting there and you're just the guy that's on your phone and you love football, but you're not paying attention. You're not paying attention. You're just on your phone. Everyone else is talking. Everyone else is eating food on a Sunday, having a nice barbecue, a nice pub burger, enjoying that Sunday. But you're on your phone, and
Would you would you consider yourself an overthinker?
100%.
I think that might have a lot to do with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I feel like you're
You overthink your surroundings in a way.
absolutely, and you might overthink uh, like you said, like your Sunday football example. With like all the guys eating food, whatever, um, and you just every single thing that happens, you just overanalyze the hell out of it.
I
Like
agree. I
like
agree.
everything that goes on and everything that happens, you're just thinking about it like probably way
Oh
too way
yeah.
too deep, and then
Yeah.
like that just keeps going in your head and over and over and over, and then you're like, what the hell? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think that has a little bit to do with it.
No, that's actually a very good point. Like I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think about that, and I think another thing is it's kind of crazy that I feel like in a sense when you're with all your friends like that, I feel like maybe like one thing happens that triggers it.
Yeah,
So like maybe for example, I'm in that room, I'm enjoying the game, but let's say like my depression or anxiety so bad that someone says one thing that's not even rude, but it just hits me the wrong way,
it
rubs me
just
the wrong
triggers
way,
you.
and all of a sudden my anxiety and depression is up, and then all of a sudden all I want to do is be on my phone, be on Instagram, be on Snapchat, and just not talk to anybody. And another thing I want to bring up with this feeling is the way I describe it is when I'm with people and that happens, everything around me just feels like echo noise. I don't know if that's like something that you've experienced, but
I can't say I've experienced it like that. I see, like, I get what you're saying. But like for me, I mean, I think I'm definitely an overthinker. So like when I asked you that, like, that's kind of how like it would happen with me. Um, I don't know about everybody else. I mean, like everybody's different. Everybody experiences these situations a little bit differently. Um, but personally, for me, it's like I feel like I kind of just have to remove myself. Like
mhm.
once I start to feel like that, I just kind of get up, go to the bathroom,
Yeah, okay,
take a step outside, get some fresh air, and then it might be better after that. But that keeps continuing, like different situations, different times, like kind of like, all right, something's not going right, something's wrong. Then maybe it is a little bit like of a deeper depression, anxiety
mhm.
thing than you might think you uh, are experiencing. And at that point, I think that might be a
So
realization for you to reach out and
yeah, so
express how you feel.
you said that you would remove yourself from the situation and maybe go to the bathroom or something. But what do you think, like, in a sense, like we're talking about it from our perspective? What do you think, like the surrounding friends think? Like, I know it's us talking about this, but when our friends are all there having fun, do you think they notice that? Do you think
I
they?
definitely, at the time in my head, I think yes,
Hmm.
and but like like nowadays, like looking back on like situations, I think there's no way. I was like they weren't thinking that. They
Yeah.
were like, no way.
Do you think it's in a sense? Do you think it's a lack of? I don't think it's a lack of care, but do
No,
you think it's just that like it's just something that's just not noticeable? I
it's
guess.
definitely not noticeable, and I think that's the overthinking part of it because like you said, like we're watching Sunday football, everybody's eating, drinking beers, whatever it is. Like that's probably the last thing on these guys' minds.
Hmm.
Is like, oh, Bryce is, overthinking the hell out of everything right now, and he's just like he's feeling alone. But like nobody's really actually thinking that that's the case.
Yeah, and I think for me, I don't know about you, but I hate when people ask me what's wrong.
Oh
And
yeah,
I think in a situation while we're talking about people ask, like people noticing and people caring while they're in the same room as you and they don't even notice it, I feel like I wouldn't want them to notice it.
I would.
I mean, I think it's a thing of shame a little bit, um, and that's why we're talking about this because people they feel shame to have that to be noticed in that way,
They don't want people
to see
to,
them like that.
yeah, or like
It's a sign of weakness. It's a lack of masculinity or something like that. But I think for me, like I said, I hate when people ask me what's wrong. So if I was in this situation watching football on a Sunday and I'm on my phone and everybody else is up jumping up and down, favorite team, touchdown, 60-yard Tyreek Hill bomb from Patrick Mahomes, blah blah blah. Whatever happens, that's exciting, and I'm just sitting there with a puzzled face, and someone asks me what's wrong. Like that's gonna piss me off.
you're just gonna be like nothing,
Yeah, you're gonna say nothing,
but
and
then
then
you're gonna
next
be
thing,
more pissed afterwards.
yeah, because you're gonna have another person be like, "Oh, what's wrong? What's
Hmm.
wrong?" And then you're gonna have everyone is
Yeah,
all focused on you. So how do you, in a way, being this person that I am, how do I take this? Like, because then you become the center of attention when you don't want to be
yeah.
when you don't want to have attention at all in that situation. So how do we take that attention away without making people feel like we're hurt or we're sad or I feel like it's a tough situation. So you said remove yourself, go to the bathroom. I think in a sense, what I would do is like now that I've learned about my anxiety, my depression, I think I'd be straight up with my friends. Like bro, like I hope you guys enjoy the rest of these games. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not okay. I don't feel great right now. Like I'm just having a bad day. I think I need to go home. I don't think many people do that. I think they just tough out that situation and allow themselves to sit through that pain and in a tough situation and not really know how to express themselves.
I think that's a great like suggestion for like a mechanism or whatever. Like
Hmm.
if you're in that situation, I think if you are just straight up with whoever's there, even if you just tell like one person there, um, or whoever you're around, wherever you are, if they take that in a wrong way, and like judge you for that, or like go and like tell everybody. And you know, I think that that just shows more about that person
Yeah.
than it does for you. And I mean, like you said, like you don't like people to know that you have problems, or like you don't want to involve other people
Yeah.
like in your issues or your problems. And like I know a lot of people are like that. Um, but like I said, if somebody's judging you for that, then I think that that just shows more about who they are, and
Yeah.
I don't think you need that type of person in your life.
No, yeah, it definitely shows true character and the true side of their intentions and the way they think towards you, I guess, in a way. But I mean, for me, I mean, for those of you wondering now, like we talked about being in a room and still feeling like you're by yourself, and you may be wondering how this relates to like a direct line of mental health. Uh, that is your mentals, because you're sitting there, you're spacey, you're out of it, you're not you're not understanding truthfully what's going on. You're just you're almost like you're what I feel like I've seen a movie that kind of describes this. Like it's almost like invisibility. Like it's literally like you're in a room and you got this invisible curtain on you, and you almost sometimes feel like nobody's looking at you, nobody's talking to you, nobody's involving you in the discussion, and it may piss you off. It may make you sad. Like, why are these people not wanting to talk to me? This is kind of the other side of it.
Yeah,
Because
a little
we've
bit.
talked about the side where like you don't want the attention, you don't want people to notice you being sad, angry. The other side to it is like maybe your friends don't involve you enough, and that makes you sad, and maybe that has led to your depression or anxiety. Like you just don't feel welcome, so you feel alone, full of people,
And then you judge yourself, and then
and
the
then your
overthinking
self
happens.
confidence, your self imagery, your everything just is sinking because you feel like you're in a room with all these people that are your so called friends and family, but they still love you, but at the same time they're not showing it, or you feel like they're not showing it,
Hmm.
which that's your mental health because I mean, in a sense, they probably are showing it in some way, their way. Not everybody shows love and shows respect the same way as everyone. Everyone has their own individual idea of it, and they do it differently. But I think in this situation, the best thing that I would say to do is if you feel like you are alone in a room with 15 people, and you hear that echo noise, if you're one of those people that just is sitting there and you're hearing background noise, like everything is just background noise to you. It's like an example I can think of is a lot of teachers tell you maybe you listen to like a light sound of music in the background while you're studying or you're taking a test, and that noise becomes so like you're so used to it that you don't hear it anymore. And I think that's what happens when you're in a room full of people and you feel alone is you hear the constant chatter, the constant conversation, whatever it is going on in that room, that it becomes so noisy to you and so normal, and you don't like it, that it just blanks, and all you are hearing is your own thoughts. You're not thinking about what's going on in the room, and it becomes your background noise. And I think that's what that is, and I think the best way to cope and fix that is to either let the people in the room know, ask them for advice, maybe have a one-on-one conversation with one of the closest people you are with in the room. Let them know, or remove yourself from the situation, like Josh said. You're never alone, though. We didn't really mention that in episode one. You're never alone, though. There's always people here. Josh and I are two people you can reach out to 24/7. Don't be ashamed to reach out. Give me a call at any time. I'm willing to talk about this stuff with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Um, we got episode 3 coming. Very excited for you guys to hear that one. We got 2 episodes in. I'm ready for the rest of them to keep coming.